This is in response to Billy's Talking Points memo from Tuesday, November 17th, 2015. President Obama continues to divide the country over terrorism. Of course, blame it on Obama that the terrorism is all his fault, so to speak. Now, Billy has an answer for all of these problems that's going on in Syria. And his answer is that, number one, NATO should declare war on Syria. And then number two, that the 28 countries in NATO should all get together and set up safe zones in Syria so that the refugees, instead of leaving Syria and going all over Europe and also, according to Billy, bringing the radical Islamists with them, that they can all stay in Syria and they'll be in safe zones. And you know what he says? He says it makes sense. Of course it does. To him, but not to anyone else who knows what's going on over there. Let's just bring up the first point. So let's just say you do this, Billy. How long will it take for NATO to get their plan working? How many troops? Poland already won't take any refugees. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna contribute? Are they gonna send troops? Are they gonna send munitions? Are they gonna send arms? Are they going to send engineers? Are they going to send doctors, nurses to help out over there? Is there a common language so they can all talk to each other all the time on this? Do they all have the same type of arms? You know, what's the resupply for this whole thing? And here's the thing, that's just stupid. That's just how you figure out how to do it. But here's the thing. From 2006 to 2011, Syria had an incredibly serious drought. About 1.5 million people had to leave their farms and to go live in the cities where there weren't enough jobs. And of course, the Arab Spring, which started around 2011, some of the underlying issues regarding that was that these strongmen had always kept food prices low so they wouldn't have a problem with the masses. And guess what? Food prices were skyrocketing when the Arab Spring started. So this has a lot to do with food. This has a lot to do with global warming. And this also has a lot to do with the fact that there are way too many people in the cities in Syria in 2011 when this first got going, the civil war first started to go. And so the question is, for all of these people who have left Syria and now you bring them back, you're going to put them in a safe zone. What are you going to do? Are you going to you're going to make a whole new city? You're going to give them jobs? You're going to be the police force, the judge? You're going to be the judges? Where are they going to go back to? What city? Can they go back to the city that they left in these safe zones? What type of jobs are these people going to have when they get back to Syria? Because it makes so much sense to me. I mean, so you were living in Raqqa and you can't live in Raqqa anymore, so you're going to create a safe zone. Well, what the hell am I going to do for work? Even if people could go back to a number of these different places, let's just say that they could, okay? Is there electricity in those places? Is there any potable water in those places? Where are the jobs that they used to have in those places? Is there any car dealerships anymore there? Are there any garages to fix cars? I mean, some of these cities are really torn apart. They can't have any more people in there because they don't have enough stuff to live on now. What about the doctors? How many doctors are going to be needed to help out for these refugees that will, in essence, be refugees within their own country? And, is NATO going to set up a judicial system? They're going to set up a police system? They're going to set up, how are they going to get the water to these new safe zones? And guess what? Underlying all of that, you still got the ISIL thing, because maybe that won't be fully satisfied. And you'll still have a civil war that's going on in Syria at the same time. Also, when they go to these safe zones, what the heck kind of money are they going to use? Does Syria, can they still use Syrian currency? Or do they have to use the euro? I don't know. I'm dumbfounded how someone who went to Harvard could come up with this inane idea, asinine idea, and says it makes perfect sense to him, and of course it does, because it solves the solution. It solves the problem. I mean, his solution solves the problem. And someone else is going to take care of it, meaning NATO, And of course, how does Obama divide the nation over this? And of course, they've gone over this a lot of times. I'll just reiterate real quickly, you're not going to get, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Turkey, they all hate each other. They're not going to want to help out that much. The Turks, they don't want anything. They want to get rid of the Kurds. The Kurds are in Syria. The Kurds are in Turkey. The Kurds are in Iraq. The Kurds are in Iran. They'd like to have their own homeland. You know, they're not going to agree on anything like that. The Kurds are the U.S. Allies in Syria. You know, strange bedfellows all the way around. Of course, Putin is in there. Maybe he'll do something. France wants to do something. Maybe that'll be good. But if we were to send ground troops, it would be there. Whether it be the U.S. or whether it be NATO, you need hundreds of thousands of ground troops, and you need them there for 10 years. And guess what? The outcome may not be exactly what you want it to be. And of course, it makes sense.